against morality. Nightfall, the rain, and the silence leads. We have come into the night, thunder rising, war and night. We have come into the night, thunder rising, war and night. We'll fight, your case, sail war. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok, finger up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to some more Week 5 action of Valhalla Esports. Casting this afternoon with the Blitzkrieg Pyro once again. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. Happy to be here with you, trying to give the people what they want.
Yes, sir. This time, don't have each other in the same room, so we won't have any echoes, but won't be as tipsy, we'll say, as we were last night. But we'll still have some fun with it. What up,
Challenge
deity?
accepted.
And today, we're going to be checking out the games between H2O and Night Raid Owls. We're checking out the new H2O lineup. They've now got the Salt top lane, TJ jungling, Akali in the mid, Modlock ADC, and Lethal as support. The Night Raid Owls had to sub in Mont Blanc for these games. They had Beeson in the top lane, Kid Buu jungling, Mabra mid, Nithos ADC, and of course Mont Blanc supporting for them. And will be an interesting matchup for sure. We'll get to see how the new H2O lineup looks. We'll go ahead and jump into draft number 1. And we had NRO on the blue side, H2O on the red side. Not sure if NRO was light, so they lost a ban. I'll just assume that was the case. I think they had to get Mont Blanc a little last minute for their sub. But they took out the Pantheon and the Malphite, banning away those top laners from Salt. H2O taking away Shyvana and Lilia from Kid Buu, and then Xayah from Nithos. Then NRO going ahead and grabbing that Nautilus first pick. H2O grabbed a bunch of beef early, got that Tarek Sejuani, got the Silas pickup, and a Warren for NRO. I already have a couple good ultimates at that point when you pick that Silas, so definitely looking like a good pick there. And set to round out the first 3 picks for H2O. Then the Wukong and Misfortune were banned from H2O. Nyla and Ari banned away by NRO. And then Victor picked up, answered by Gwen and Vayne for NRO. And the Samira to round out H2O's team comp. So, how you feeling about the drafts just from the screen?
H2O went with a lot of beef early and didn't really take away any of the top tank shredders. And the Vayne and the Gwen, I'm just like, wow, I would not want to be one of those tanks in this game. There's a lot of options to shred right through you. Again, yeah, the Silas, lots of good ults to steal from H2O. Again, if H2O gets on top of you, can pair the Tarek with the Tarek ult with the Samira or the set, they're going to have a lot of power to come running straight at them. But, you get a lot of all-in on both teams, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
For sure. I definitely agree. Silas is very happy this game, has plenty of good options. Mabra, I believe, is very comfortable on that Silas, so an even better pickup there for NRO as well. I definitely think H2O has a lot of team fight potential. If they have a good Taric ult and good setup from Sejuani, they can dump out damage from Victor and Samira. But NRO, I agree. They have the Vayne, they have the Gwen, are going to be able to tear through these tanks in the late game. But we'll load up game 1 and see how this went. Hit the wrong button. My apologies. There we go. Salt says pain. There's no pain here, Salt. You're okay.
No pain, no gain.
Looking like both teams going for a fairly standard start. H2O spread out, as well as NRO to a 5-point, watching out for any invades.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Got a lot of pings near that Taric. Not entirely sure why. Maybe asking him to stand in a different spot.
Yeah, usually you want to stand a little bit further down, see the entrance to the river, get a little more heads up.
Yeah, you get a little extra vision if they do go for that invade. Where he's standing is still fine. You'll see him a little later, so you have a higher potential to get caught by a Nautilus hook if it was to come. But looking like it's bottom side start for the Gwen, and looking like Sedge is also heading that way, so it's going to be a mirrored start for the jungles.
Rewarded chickens.
Yep, a good information ward there from Mabra. You'll definitely see the Sejuani on that ward. Get good information on the jungle pathing, and have a good idea of when you need to watch out for ganks. I'll be interested to see how this matchup mid goes. I feel like Victor has the range to try to poke out the Sylas, but if Sylas ever jumps on the Victor, I'd say it's very favored for the Sylas. Nice little stun there from Taric, gets a little bit of damage down, but not too much. Going for the hook from Mont Blanc, but finds a minion.
Just some fishing.
The fight for the vision.
No, just some fishing.
Every now and then you gotta go fishing, you know?
Yep.
Top lane, just farm it up, not too much action up there. Definitely early game as the Ornn, you don't want to let Set get into any auto attack trades with you. If you just do an extended trade, Set will win that very hard early. Ornn kind of comes online once he has all 3 abilities and can combo. And now Sejuani looking for this getting top. A good W to stop that pullback and stun, but still forces out the flash, but should be safe. Good gank there by TJ. Now Sylas getting the push, getting some damage down on Victor, and picking up that first blood, the solo bolo in the mid lane. Mabra definitely liking that champion. A nice hook and root under tower from the Nautilus. It's very unfortunate there that Taric was tanking it. Loses a lot of health.
Yeah, really good job there in the mid lane, taking advantage of having the more power at the beginning. Wasn't able to get poked out by Kali, and so then turn it back on him.
For sure. Ornn doing a good job here, taking some damage, but just trying to get the wave under tower to reset it. Once it crashes, he can go for a back. Salt has a freeze. It's a maybe freeze, maybe not, because the health bars are kind of low. But now getting punched as he gets pulled in. I think right here is Ornn, you can just leave. The wave will push back into you. But sticking around, we'll see if there's any fights and one of them fall in this top lane. Here we get the pullback and the stun with the minion. Gets the final punch down onto Beeson, and Salt picks up a solo bolo for himself in the top lane. I think that kill top was just a little bit of an oversight. As soon as the wave's going to push back into you, if you're that low on the Orin, you should look for the reset and just get your health back. Definitely don't really want these early fights in this matchup.
Yeah, that makes sense. And now it's getting double farmed right now.
Yep, Salt having a large
Crash
lead,
wave.
about 20 CS currently, forcing out that TP, and Salt will be able to crash it now himself, get himself a nice back, and get back to lane without losing much. The ultimate's actually now up for set. Not going to want to ult under tower, but gets the push in, and we'll look for a back. Y'all mid. Mabra still looking for these trades on Victor, doesn't find the stun, but still jumps in and gives him a nice chunk. Sejuani's here to help out Gwen also, so the 2v2 gets the Sejuani ultimate from Silas onto the Victor, gets the stun, Sejuani forces that flash. And the 2v2 with no deaths, but they force out a couple summoner spells on the side of NRO. Well, Set's still looking to try to bully the Orin. Orin doing his job, farming up alright, and just kind of need to exist this game as Orin. You're doing your job as long as you don't die too much. A nice hook there onto Tarek, gets the root, gets a couple autos from Vayne. Sejuani is near the bot lane, so might look for this gank. Or might look to start this dragon. Looking like it's the dragon call. Nope, looking like Sedge just reset. Do you play much Tarek? I know you play Nautilus a fair amount.
Yeah, I've played some Tarek.
Nice. A nice ult in on the Salt, picks up another solo bolo kill onto Beeson.
So yeah, the Tarek really, it was a nice pairing with Samira, and you can get your E, and Samira is familiar with how the Tarek likes to work. Again, Tarek's into the Nautilus
Another
melee
nice
right
hook
now.
for Nautilus. Tarek very low. This third auto will come through, but the shield saves Tarek as he exhausts and flashes away. Now Samir is fighting 1v2. Looking to get out, might get hooked here. But it was not off cooldown. Silas looking for the re-engage, but they get away safely. Yeah, it seems like the Tarek and Samira would be a very good combo. You've got that nice stun, you can let the Samira jump in and get her own stun. And obviously, invulnerability on the ultimate's never a bad thing.
Yeah, and also just into the a melee support to somebody else who wants to sit there and hit you.
Yeah,
The
definitely
Tarek
also
wants to get
helps.
those autos off.
But looking like NRO's bot lane will shove in the wave, go for a reset. Now Salt's waiting in a bush patiently, hoping Beeson will push too far and he can look for another fight. A nice stun here from Abra onto the Victor, picks up the Victor ultimate, drops it down on him, flashes in, and will pick up the kill once again onto Ogali. Now we got a little bit of trade from Assault, but not too much. Orin doing the right thing here. The wave will get pushed in. You just pick it up under tower, and you keep as safe as you can. So far pretty even as far as the team gold, but essentially a lead for NRO in the mid lane and a lead for H2O in that top lane. Looking like Sejuani wants to do this Rift Herald. Has the pink ward down, no vision for H2O, so unless if Gwen happens to walk up there, should be a free Rift. If they have the time, could be a good time for NRO to look at the dragon. Here's that. Avoiding the knockup from Orin. Probably wouldn't have been too big of a problem for him. Might have taken a tower shot, but walking over to help cover Sejuani as she takes that objective. Now Sedge is looking for the blue as Gwen walks up there, so we might end up with a jungle fight. Gwen jumping in, gets the ultimate down Sedge, ghosts. Uses second and third ultimate. Sejuani running away and will escape. But unable to steal away that objective. Mabra hanging out in the river. Might be looking top with the Gwen. If we can get an Ornhorn down here, it should be a pretty good gank. Meanwhile, getting plates in the bot lane. Here comes the Ornn top lane. The Salt is safe under tower, however, so is able to stand under it. They're still looking for a fight. Might look for the 3-man dive. Sejuani's in the area to keep Salt alive. And yep, good job hovering there by TJ, keeping your laner safe in 3v2. Now looks like Gwen and Silas are looking to roam towards the mid. Akali backs off, so won't have anything to do there but catch the wave. And still just farming up, keeping it very even in the spot lane. Basically even farm for both sides.
I was level 7, lethal. Still lethal just hit level 6 and now has the ult 9.
Yep, had that little bit of XP advantage from some of those fishing hooks he's been going for. We got Mabra looking for a lane gank in this bot lane. There is a ward in the bush, so we'll see if they can make anything happen here. Now walking back up, might run into a Sejuani. They do see her, and gets a hook in. The Taric ult comes through as they're trying to burn him down. The CC keeps Taric alive. Now Mabra is back in the bot lane. They take out the Vayne with the Samira. Now it's the 3v2 with the Sejuani showing up. The CC comes through, the ultimate from Samira, burning down Silas. He's trying to heal, jumps in to try to kill the Taric, doesn't land the stun, and falls to the Sejuani.
Well played by H2O there.
Yep, very well played. Taric got very low, actually ended up baiting in Mabra, but was able to stay alive. Got the 2 for 0. Now Nautilus is around with the Gwen. Might look for a hook on the Samira, but as long as she stands far enough back, shouldn't be a real problem for her. Got Gwen jumping in, ulting for the slow. Misses the Q, and Samira dashes out and blocks the final ultimate proc. So, a little bit of an engage there on Modlock, but he's able to stay safe. Meanwhile, the dragon is taken by H2O, and Salt is looking for some tower plates as he's knocked up, but still ignoring it, takes the plate and will walk out. Got mid pushing a little bit, Victor just clearing the wave, staying safe against this Silas. And Beaston's become aware of Set's plan to sit in the bush, goes ahead and wards it, is tired of wondering if he's standing there.
I'm not the punching bag you were looking for.
Yeah, Ornn gets to be a little bit of a punching bag for this game, but has the ornaments for late game to increase the gold value of his team, and also the Ornn ultimate is just huge for teamfight engagements.
Absolutely. Just trying to stay relevant.
For sure. Got Victor ult stolen by Silas and immediately dropped on his head, pushes the wave back in and gets a little bit of a chunk down on him. Gwen is in the enemy topside jungle trying to steal away that red buff. Sejuani's right across that wall, so we'll see if she jumps into her. Almost accidentally gets the stun, but now they have to fight in the jungle. Looks like Gwen picked up that red with the smite, and now is trying to run down the Sejuani, who will hop the wall with the plant and get out safely. Now Silas jumping on the Victor, gets another good chunk on him as he gets stunned. Now Ornn a little low, looking for the back, does have TP up so he can get back to this lane once he gets pushed in again.
Very active and aggressive junglers in this game.
Yeah, Kiddu's really liking those invades. TJ kind of is absorbing the pressure and doing a good job to not die to the constant pressure. But Kiddu actually farming very well, is up about 30 minions in that jungle. So that is a big farm discrepancy in the junglers as well. And Akali doing a good job bringing it back in this mid lane, actually now up 10 CS despite being under a lot of pressure from the Sylas. Sylas gets the Everfrost, has to flash out when Sejuani shows up, but gets the Victor ult out. Now Sejuani again is going to look for the enemy blue buff as Gwen is ganking the bot lane. They're looking for the Taric, ultimate's coming through as the TP from Set comes in, and the enemy team will walk away. A good TP there by Salt to keep the bot lane safe. And then the Sejuani ult thrown out by Sylas onto Sejuani, flashes away from the Ornn knockup, and now we'll get hit by the first part of the ram, but the ultimate stops the proc for the knockup. A lot of action across the map, but teams keep showing up to keep each other safe.
I was thinking on that engaged bot lane that the NRO actually got a lot out of that with getting the TP out of the set and getting the ult off of the Taric.
Yeah, for sure.
Just disengaging as soon as that was popped, because I think if they did it earlier in the previous fight, that would have been worth it.
Agreed. Yeah, if you get the resources when you see that TP come in, it's very good if you just walk away. It's a long cooldown for the set and an important one to burn. I agree. Now, Kid Boo's finished his jungle item, so he's now got a blue buff up that he can share. I assume Mabra will run over and grab that.
About to take top tower here.
Yep, Set looking for that tower. Kid Boo actually just backed, and he has the rift, so it's definitely going down. Actually kills it before the charge comes off, so he's going to look to push it into tower number 2 to get the charge damage. And Gwen is up here to try to support. We'll see if the Set gets into any trouble for trying to push this in. Looking like no, but Gwen will jump on the Victor, who is coming to help cover him on this push, and takes out the Victor. Now is gonna... must not have had E up. Couldn't jump the wall, so Set runs out to mid lane. Might try to grab this mid tower real quick if possible, but Sylas is here to defend it. Now Sejuani looking to start up this dragon. Looking like this time NRO are aware the dragon's being taken, and there will be a fight over this objective. Gwen jumps in with Sylas as Sylas uses the Set ultimate to ult Sejuani onto the back line. It's a good Everfrost to stun two of the members. Vayne gets a double. I believe Nautilus got the third kill. So they got a 3-0 in the team fight, but they did lose the dragon to the smite from TJ.
2 kills on Vayne. It's always hard to see. Is the
good ult there by Set to keep Ornn from knocking back the ram. Sylas able to keep the Ornn alive. It's a double stun onto Victor and Set, but gets flashed on by Set and will get taken down. A nice pullback there from the Salt. Gets a double. And now 2v1, but Gwen will take down the Victor and the Set with the ultimate and quadruple Q proc. Walking back into the ultimate takes a little extra damage and still burning. I don't think the Gwen will die, but made it a little closer than it needed to be. Nice knockback there from Vayne as Taric was looking for that stun. And now we're back to a more calm moment. A lot of action right there. Gwen's gotten very big in these past couple fights. Went from no kills to 3 kills. So, gonna be coming online that much quicker. And then Vayne and Sylas, both having 2 kills each, are gonna be feeling good right now. Most of the gold for H2O is on the Salt, so gonna be looking for him to draw a lot of pressure in that top lane. got Vayne going bot to farm. Orange still is waiting for the wave to push into him, as Set has Heartsteel and a Bork completed, so we'll be very strong with the no items completed yet for the Ornn. Sejuani is looking to hover in the set and keep him safe as Mabra's walking over on the Silas.
Vayne's coming close to getting that Rage Blade. Gonna be a nice tank shred there. So we're at 20 minutes, 1k gold difference. When you have a chance, you want to see where all of that money is. Looks like a lot of the advantage is going to be in top lane.
Yeah, huge gold lead for the Salt in the top lane. Basically a gold lead in most of the other roles. The ADCs are basically dead even. So it's a jungle mid for NRO and a top lead for H2O. A little bit of an looked for engage there, but the hook will not land, so teams are still farming up. Mabra will TP to that bot lane to stop the victory split push. With the Silas TPing away, if they know he did that, it could be an opportunity for H2O to pressure Baron while the TP is down. And looks like Salt reset, so now he's closer to the bot lane. We got all 5 kind of around this bottom jungle for H2O currently. While Ornn's got a little free time to farm up in the top lane, might look for some pressure on this tower. Looks like H2O wants to set up for this dragon coming up in just over a minute. See Samira alone in the mid, gets the hook from Nautilus, a very nice hook, was not blocked, but is able to tumble away. A good flasher by Silas to avoid that stun. But burning some summer spells from NRO as Orange just looking to get a tower. Looking like this mid tower will fall for NRO, but the re-engage with the Nautilus ultimate, the tower does fall. Victor all comes down, the Gwen is ulting through everyone. Set ulted Nautilus into the backline. The Ornn Horn comes through from the back of the fight. Modlock will fall as the Sejuani ult lands onto the Vayne. Victor picks up that kill. Set ult once again onto the... Oh no, that was the Silas using the Set ult. But take down Silas with the Set and the Ornn. The Salt using the money he has in that lead to help win that team fight for H2O in the 1-for-5 team fight, and now they're looking to pick up the dragon afterwards. Very well played team fight there from H2O.
Yeah, really well played, and kind of caught him one at a time early on, and kind of bled over into a team fight. And NRO, yeah, maybe somebody sacrifice next time, or figure out how to not go in one at a time.
Right, it ended up as a slight overstay. They'd gotten chunked out a little bit from getting caught and having to use summoners to escape.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, except the mid tower will fall, and then you could have just let Ornn continue pushing the top lane, and you would have gotten the top tower in response. With the play they went for, they lost 5 and a tower along with the dragon, and did not take the top tower. But definitely still not out of it. Now a 4.5k gold lead for H2O. But NRO still has plenty of scaling on their side, so definitely anyone's game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kid Buu still farming like a madman. Still about 40 CS up on the Sejuani now.
Yeah, he's keeping pace with the 80 carries.
Terrific.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, it's not like he's only been farming. He's been around trying to fight in the enemy jungle and looking for ganks as he's been farming. So very good pathing here from Kid Buu. Let me see the gold diffs. Sure thing. You are up about 4k just in the top lane, Salt. Gwen's up a little over 1,000. Victor's now up about 1,000. And the bot lane is up about 1,000. True top of deity. Oh, sending Mabra on the Silas to try to stop this push from the Salt as Orin is farming up that bot lane. Gwen continuing the farm with the jungle as Vayne and Nautilus are holding down the mid lane. Up 4.5. No spoilers, Salt, come on now. You know this. Gwen picking up that red buff. Vayne will probably walk over and grab it as well. And looking like H2O thinking about getting vision and might pressure this Baron to force Night Raid into them. They still have Victor in the bot lane, but has that TP, will send it, so they're gonna have the 5-man on the Baron, and they are indeed starting it up. Silas is backing, but also has TP, so we'll be able to join this fight. And looks like we're gonna have a 5v5 over this Baron.
It looks like a lot of H2O's vision's been cleared.
A good dodge there on the Taric. The set ults into the back line, goes a little deep in front of his team as the Ornhorn comes through and knocks up his team. Now the Samira gets a big ultimate, jumps through, and Gwen was shredding the tanks. Now Samira Vayne is taking out Samira, Silas taking down Sejuani, and Vayne picks up the Victor for the clean ace into the Baron. Very well played there, NRO. Had a great engage by the Ornhorn, which got the Salt kind of separated. We're able to take him down and took out a lot of that gold lead that H2O had for the fight. Silas looking for this tower, take the tower shot, but with the Vayne's help we'll be able to push it in and take out this tower as well. Orin is looking for the top lane tower. And they take both towers along with the teamfight win and the Baron, so a huge gold shift from NRO there, now up about 1,000. Oh yes, no Taric ult. That was also very rough for the H2O teamfight.
But yeah, we're down 4.5k gold, now up 500 gold.
Basically a 5.5k gold swing in that one play. He had it and didn't use it. I mean, sometimes that happens. You gotta communicate with your support and say, hey, I'm gonna go ham, I want you to ult me. Until I was dead.
Ult me.
Well, you should have asked for it before you were dead. Now looking for this fight around the dragon. This is the soul for H2O if they pick it up, but with a lot of gold now going over to NRO. They're engaging with the Orin ultimate, the Nautilus ultimate, take down the Taric before the rest of the team is there. Knock Salt into the wall, gets a double for the Vayne. Definitely came online, has that Rage Blade, got it upgraded as well from Orin, and is just shredding the tanks of H2O. Now it's a 3v5, looking like this will be a give on this dragon. FF15. But it's already 28 minutes, so it's past that time.
Boat failed. Next.
Boat failed, keep playing. Good pickup there to prevent the Hex Soul for H2O. Now NRO looking to pressure this mid lane. Gwen looking for Victor in the bot lane. Avoiding the stun. It does so much damage right now, but will not continue the dive under tower. Gwen also upgraded with her mythic. So all these ornaments coming through just make this gold lead that much bigger. Samira jumping in. They caught the Orn out, trying to burn him down, but he is surviving a lot of damage. Now Silas taking the brunt of it as Samira gets stunned. Silas jumps in, Vayne takes out the Taric, they take down the Samira, and now they ult onto the Sejuani, knocks her up, but they will get away. Vayne's still running around into ult, but now it wears off, and they get 2 for 0, and a little bit of pressure on this tier 2 in the mid, as well as Gwen pressuring the bot lane. A nice hook there from Mont Blanc onto the Victor, gets another Ornhorn coming in, will send it into the jungle. Might have been a little bit of a misclick there from the Orn, but they still get the tower on the bot lane. Lower my salary. You know the rules. If you ask for a lower salary, you're gonna get a higher salary.
True.
Set in the vein. Yeah, that's very rough. Whenever you
Plus
play a
Vayne with
tanky
the
boy,
trinket.
especially a health tank, Vayne just feels very bad to be against.
Absolutely.
But Salt's looking for this Titanic, just finished it, so with that Heart Steel, we'll be punching that much harder now. And Gwen looking to steal away from the camps, ghosts as the Samira and Tarek see her. And the Samira actually takes the red buff, dashes in, but the Silas is also here, gets deleted. Now Gwen running through, finds a set, hits him with the third ult proc, but will not continue as the tower's still up. And the next big objective will be that Baron in a minute and a half. Past that, NRO just needs to kind of keep these pushes, not go too ham, and just keep getting towers. Gold diffs, please. Let's see. He was an engage, but an escape from the Gwen. Salt is still up 4k for the top matchup. The jungle, though, a 4k lead for Kidbu. 1k for the mid, and 2k on that Vayne. So, we still got a big Salt compared to the Ornn. A nice kill onto that tower mid. Why is it not following? Got the Ornn horn coming through as Gwen picks up a double. And then just continuing this pressure. Silas walked over, but did not need to. Oh, it's on manual camera. Why did it do that? There we go. Big oof. But they get the tower mid, get a couple kills, and now Silas picking up this tier 2 in the top lane. Now they can reset, set up for this Baron, and look to end once they get that Baron buff. H2O trying to get into the area to set up their own vision. Definitely gonna need to fight this to be able to regain control of this game. But gonna need a very good team fight since the scaling is on the side of NRO and they're definitely on the late game for all their carries.
Yep, they definitely got the
Looking
items.
like H2O having the other idea that you can look for, you give the Baron and try to get the soul. It's a little too late of a spawn, I think, but we'll see if they can rush it down before NRO arrive. Baron will fall, Gwen does a ton of damage to objectives, and now they're running over to this dragon to prevent the soul take. Still not up for 30 seconds, so there will be the fight over here near the dragon. Here, walking in as 5, doing a good job to let the tanks lead the way. Silas looking to loop around the enemy team. Looking like he's gonna try to jump in here. H2O turning. Good idea to run at the single person when they flank you. It's a root onto the Silas, but he will dash away. Meanwhile, on the other side, Set ulting in as Tarek ults. Set will stay alive, but cannot catch this Vayne. Vayne is just too hard to catch as a melee person. Vayne takes down Samira. A double kill on both Vayne and Vayne will pick up the Set for the 5-for-0 team fight, as well as the dragon. And now they will just push this bot lane and might just be able to end this game right here.
Yeah, now on the same page there on that turn. Like you said, good idea to go after the single person, but two of H2O went for the Silas, and then it was a 4v3 on the other side.
Right. I think either you have to be able to catch that Vayne, or you just have to try for the front to back as H2O in that team fight. It's just very tough because they have ridiculous carries right now who are very fed. But very well played.
Absolutely.
Game 1 in a row. We'll take the Game 1 victory. We'll hop into the score screen. Let's see. As we saw, Nitros got very large, was able to space well in the team fights and prevent damage being dealt to him by the set as he dealt out all that true damage. Kid Buu got huge this game, ended up with a 70 CS lead, along with the 8-1 and 13 scoreline. Salt looked very good in the top lane, but was not able to push that lead into a victory for the team. The other lanes got too far ahead on the side of NRO. But we'll hop into the draft from game number 2. See what H2O adjusted as they want to force this to a game 3 now. This time, or is it? Yeah, I think it's the same sides. So NRO blue once again, H2O on the red side. H2O keeping the same bands, took out Shyvana, Lilia, and Azaya once again. NRO liked their bands, but actually threw in another top lane band, so just 3-band the top laner. Feels bad, Salt. I forget how painful it is to watch myself play. You played great, Mont Blanc, what do you mean? But took out the Pantheon, Mordekaiser, and Malphite. First pick was once again Nautilus. Mont Blanc was liking that in game 1. May as well run it back. Rel picked up for H2O. I believe Rel does very well into Nautilus. You can confirm for me, Blitz.
I'd have to look up the matchup again
Gotcha.
with the slight changes on Rel, or the slight nerfs. But yes, in general, I would say the Rel is in a really good position.
First time Rel 3 weeks, by the way. Who doesn't love a first time Rel? Come on now. Then we got the Maokai. Gwen once again for NRO. Kid Buu definitely liking that champion. And the Silas again for Mabra. 2 champs who were definitely a problem in game 1. We'll see if they can do anything to keep them from being so big. And the Asol for the mid lane for Akali. Then the bans were Ornn and Zeri for H2O. And MF and Blank. If anyone can tell me what it was, I will let people know. But
Rel currently number 2 counter to Nautilus.
only the number 2 counter. Come on now.
Only the number 2, not even number 1.
It was just some pretty mid players.
Number 1 is Tarek.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Tarek. We saw last game.
I do like the Ornn ban here from H2O. It's one of those picks you can just kind of play safe, ignore the lane. Even though he was hugely behind, Salt was able to upgrade his team, who were carrying very hard, and was able to ult in the team fights. The final ban was Cassante, thank you. But the Twitch was picked up for H2O. I think Twitch is in a fairly good spot right now. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the AP changes to a lot of the items made his poison a little bit stronger. But the Kaisa Gnar for NRO. And then the set once again for the Salt says, I'm going to run it back on my boy. And we'll load up game number 2 and see how it went. 4 out of 5 bans, figures. What are your thoughts as we load into it on the matchups?
Yeah, trying to wrap my head around what NRO is trying to do, and what H2O's plan is as well. Again, Kid Buu on the Gwen again. If you can do a performance like last game, that's going to be a major problem to address. Marbra again, getting the same pick mid lane, so hopefully Akali can play a little safer with his Asol. Another
the goat herd. You don't have the salary to do that.
So Akali on another scaling AP champ, just needs to be able to survive. Silas comes on earlier. I don't know how Twitch is right now. I haven't been seeing a lot of Twitch play lately.
Yeah, I haven't seen him a lot, but I feel like he should be in a fine spot. I don't feel like it should be any worse than it normally is at the very least.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's a good combo if Rel gets the ult off.
This is
Double
the
pull makes it very easy to land the poison or venom, whatever Twitch's toxic is called.
Right, right. I feel like it's one where they kind of need to get ahead though, because Kaisa again scales very well. I think she scales better than Twitch will. They are also going to want to apply that pressure again top lane. They know Salt can do well, and with Gnar, you're going to need some more gold to be as useful in team fights. And you also have to play around that Gnar bar now. You don't have the anytime ultimate. And then for mid, definitely just looking to scale for Akali. Mabra had fun on the Silas game 1, so decides to run it back. As we get into this, before too much fighting breaks out, reminder, if you have Twitch Primes available or want to sub to the channel, we will greatly appreciate it and love you for 30 minutes at a time. Everyone can spam the emotes to show you all the fun emotes you get. And here the engage from Nautilus, forcing out the flash on the Twitch for Modlock. The stun from Rel, helping keep them safe, but a great engage to force out both flashes from the H2O bot lane. Meanwhile, top definitely a little easier for Beeson this game. You have the range into melee with the Rel engage onto the Nautilus as Maokai shows up. A nice hook onto the wall, but the W follows and gets the first blood onto the Twitch as the Nautilus falls. Nargro sucks for set. Yeah, anytime it's range versus melee, it's a little tough top lane, but I believe in you.
If only you had counterpick.
Imagine being counterpicked. Wait, didn't you pick that into it? Maximum effort, true. Why'd you pick set if it's terrible? Didn't you have the counterpick? But you had a counter. Well, they banned 4 of my champs, and we had a lot of AP, so is that a Renekton? Okay, that's fair. You do like to draw out all those bans, that is true. Gwen getting jumped on here by the Maokai in the river. Set is also in the area looking to pick up this kill, but able to run to that mid lane as Mabra had the pressure and me on the bot lane. Big engage, Rel will fall to the Kaisa. The root comes in on the Twitch as he's trying to burn down the Kaisa, gets slowed. A final auto will do it. Well done, Montblanc not stealing kill, though Nithros did have the flash to pick it up, but gets a double for the Kaisa. I didn't want to run trend into Silas. I mean, if you're not actually in lane against him, I don't think it's as big a problem, but yeah, I get not wanting Silas to have turn to mirror ult. So you see a bunch of punching going back and forth, does the haymaker, doesn't hit the sweet spot, but still fairly even trades up to your top. And Assault looking to crash this wave, gonna look for his back. Meanwhile, mid lane, they farming up Akali a little low on mana, so might want to get a recent in for himself. And then the bot lane's back. We'll see if they keep jumping on each other. Looking like this could be a hook. Doesn't go for it. Right now we're sitting on the new Quiver versus the, what's it called? The Lifesteal Scepter? Vampiric Scepter.
Yeah, the Vampiric Scepter.
So I'd say a little more power right now on Nithros. Just a little more sustain currently for Modlock.
We'll say, just now noticing that Lethal went Aftershock on the Rel. It's not the typical build, and I would have expected to see the Glacial Augment for that additional CC.
Right.
Pack Flash.
Well, as Mont Blanc told me the other night, he hates it when supports run Glacial because he doesn't like the CC that goes along with the CC. I get where it works when you hit one person, it can slow the other people in the fight.
Lethal's on the rail.
Oh yeah. Mont Blanc's on the Nautilus.
Yeah.
You can kind of do the same thing on him as well. Maokai was bot, didn't look like a fight was going to happen, so he leaves. The Gnar will push Set back to his tower, say go away. A nice hook there onto the Twitch from the Nautilus. Gets a good little chunk on him. Yep, Gnar showing how he can be annoying. Set tries to run at him for a trade, just jumps away and then continues the auto back. Might get the pull here, gets the stun. So getting a little bit of a fight. Might look for the ultimate. If he hits that, nope, didn't have enough grit built up. But did force the flash out from Beeson. A good little trade there from Salt. Early looking like Kid Buu doing another very good job of farming up this jungle. Silas jumps in on the Asol, forces the flash out from Akali. And back to farming. Oh, doesn't get the pull in there on the Gnar. Able to avoid the grit. Gnar might be able to just jump in here and get a kill. Looks like he wants to run away though.
Kid Buu farming like a madman again. Off
Yep.
20 CS.
Man likes to farm on Gwen. Be aware. Got Mabra getting the stun on the Asol once again, standing in the slow field however, so able to have Akali walk away. A nice flash, double punch from the Salt, picking up a solo bolo kill. And looking like a freeze getting set up down here in this bot lane as they're zoning Modlock away from the minions. Got up a 20 CS lead so far. And yeah, they're perfectly happy just to keep this here. If the enemy bot lane try to break it themselves, they probably die, so they'll need some help from TJ or Akali to break this freeze. Solo bolo, indeed. Now, trade coming in the mid lane, gets the jump and stun onto the Asol once again, chunks them to just over half health. Got Maokai up on the top side, might run into the Gwen near this rift. The Silas is roaming with the push, but Set walking down, being followed by the Gnar. Gwen jumps in on the Maokai, uses up her ult, gets a double, a 5-stack on the final proc, but now the Asol is here trying to help burn down this Mega Gnar. Silas is huge though, jumping in gets a double as he now jumps onto the Asol and with no flash should fall. Actually goes over to Gnar, gives him a little bit of gold as well. Big fight there for NRO, getting the objective and getting 3 kills for nothing.
Just gonna back with the Rift Tower for now to set it up later.
Yeah, no need to rush it there really. If it was closer to 14 minutes, it'd be a time to rush it to get the plates, but it's still 10 minutes, so he's got plenty of time to drop it after a gank. Tom Brady's arm throwing Lamau. Are you saying you're throwing or who's throwing? It was pretty unfortunate timing there. TJ just going to at least set up vision, if not look for that rift, but Kid Buu being right there to get that advantageous fight. Now they're clearing vision around, setting up for Kid Buu to look for this dragon. where after the freeze is finally broken, Kai'Sa's sitting on a 40 CS lead in this bot lane along with 2 kills. Massive lead for this bot lane.
Absolutely. Not a lot that you can do as a rel to try to break through that.
Salt picking up a couple plates in the top lane, gets a little gold over for himself. Meanwhile, looking like H2O actually starting up this dragon, so I may be able to get it as NRO was resetting.
Red team has
They
slain the
do
dragon.
pick up the first dragon. Meanwhile, Kid Buu just still farmed it up. Says, I got a dragon, I'll keep farming. Let's see these current gold leads. And fairly even top, about 1,000 in the jungle, 1,500 mid, a nice ult in from Set, but Gnar will jump away and remain safe. Takes a couple of tower shots, actually could fall here, but it's far enough away, we'll dodge the Q. Gets the engage back in, he just got auto. Alright, Kid Buu was there to help pick up the kill. Actually just 1,000 lead currently for the ADC, but still a very sizable gold lead for early game. And 500 on the support. And here comes the ASO with the engage as the Mega Gnar comes down and they get the double stun into the wall. Kali trying to burn them down, but unable to. And now the Rel actually just fighting essentially 2v1, tanky enough to get out, but has to flash away as they also burn the flash of Modlock. And in the top lane, Akali also had to flash to remain safe. Set finding Sylas in the jungle, trying to fight him. Looks like it might be the fight of the ultimates as the ult comes through while the Haymaker lands. The kill will be picked up by TJ. Respect the top island. That's why you never gank Neat. It's kind of you, deity. But a nice kill there for H2O, getting the kill on Mabra. Should help get Maokai a little back into this game.
EJ.
Too good for a gig. Mr. Neat is pretty clean. Looking like the next objective will be this dragon in a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, Kid Buu jumping in the Maokai, trying to steal away this blue buff. The bot lane will come over to support as the Sylas picks up the Maokai ultimate. Might jump on this dragon, gets the stun, gets the Mao ult down, gets the root as Akali's looking to jump over the wall. TJ jumping in to help save his mid laner, but will re-engage from Mabra and pick up the kill. Now with the jump in from Rel, gets the slow from the Bork, but is able to jump to the Scuttle Crab. Can they burn him down? They do take out Mabra, but now the rest of the team is here. Maokai falls to Kai'Sa. Gwen helps burn down the Rel that actually goes over to Nautilus. And a big fight there for NRO. Now giving themselves a 4.5k gold lead. Here the Gnar comes through as Set ults him towards the wall and gets himself ulted by Gnar. The Grit will come through with the shield, but gets taken down before Gnar can get another stun. Gnar really needed to try to sidestep the center of that Haymaker. We love Copium. Who's doing Copium?
Red team's turret has been
And the bot tower will fall to NRO's bottom lane as the Salt is taking out this top lane. Rift Herald up for another 4 minutes, and Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. I don't want to be mean. Okay, don't be mean.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Yeah, right now. H2O looking for this Rift Herald number 2. Gwen on the bot side with the bot lane looking for this Dragon number 2. I'll keep it inside. That's where you keep all the monsters, on the inside. But Gidbu is here with the Kaisa, picks up the first dragon for NRO. That's what she said.
Soul again.
A nice hook there from Nautilus, gets a pick off onto Set, gets ulted under his own tower, and then ults Silas even further under the towers. Gets the pullback and takes the kill. Mabra thinking he can ult Salt, and he says, that's my move.
Yeah, a little too tanky for that right now.
Yeah, that was a very good outplay. Well done. It was a little bit silly to ult himself under tower, but then he took him up in the next tower, so it was a very funny interaction. 2 towers deep, right? He said, I want to dive the tower, and you said, how about we dive the next tower? Meanwhile, Maokai holding this top tower against the Gnar. Looking like they're using Rift to try to take out tier 1 mid tower. Gwen is now here to help clear the Rift Herald. Should still charge. Yep. Did that hit? Not sure if that hit or not.
Well, it looked like it was going to, but it also looked like it disappeared
Right.
mid-charge.
If it didn't hit, that's criminal. I think it did.
Looks like it did. Yeah.
Okay. Died right after it charged. Nice engage onto the Nautilus, but flashes out. The Rel will fall first, but the Naut falls right after. Gwen is in the back line, trying to go snip snip, and Kaisa is free autoing on this Maokai. Dragon Beth trying to burn down the Gnar is now pushed out of it. Kaisa ults into the back line under the tower, trying to burn down this Maokai, but he will not fall, and the Gwen falls to Modlock on Twitch. Actually a 3 for 2 in that fight when they dove a little too deep under that tower. The Silas and Kaiser are still up, so gonna get jumped on the Mayo, blows him up. Now looking for the Dragon as Twitch is autoing. Flashes away from the ult as Asol ults over the wall, but will not be able to save his ADC. My mouse legit messed up there. Oh, okay, that's why he walked into them. Asol will fall to the Kaisa as the Rel tried to jump in to help, but now we'll get CC'd and also fall to Kaisa. Just highly unfortunate. Trying to help your team, but just giving over another kill. Yeah, if your mouse messes up like that, you should definitely get a new one. That would be a good idea. But a huge play here from NRO, ending up taking what was a fairly sloppy team fight, but turning it into another victory for themselves. So, just trying to run up to the top lane. We'll walk into the Gwen, who is going to Q and ult as he's walking back towards the tower. Trying to avoid getting ulted under tower, as Maokai is here trying to defend his top laner. Silas, popping up, will jump directly on the Mayo, gets the stun after the flash. A good prediction there, and the Maokai will fall to his own ultimate. The Salt ulting Silas under the tower once again, this time. Zonius comes through to keep him alive as Mont Blanc kills the Salt. Then Rel falls to Silas, and now Twitch trying to burn him down as they're under tower, gets a kill onto the Gnar, gets a kill onto the Gwen and the Silas. But now Kaisa's here trying to avenge her team. Twitch will walk away, but they take the tier 2 in the top. Had a 3 for 2 trade, but they lost the tower. Now Akali looking for that tower bot side. The Hopium triple indeed. Get that money onto Modlock, but he will fall under tower. The Q does too much damage to him. But Nautilus will be able to escape. A nice hook onto the wall to keep running away. Looking like H2O might want to rush this Baron, as the enemy team is just now respawning. Not in the area, so they will not go for it. Instead, we'll set up for this dragon play.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Kali finally taking that bot tower. That ASOL damage on the tower, not the best currently.
Yeah, lost wave.
Gold
had to
diff.
back
Oh,
up.
look at that gold diff after this dragon fight. H2O trying to rush down this dragon. Gwen is in the area, but is a little bit alone right now. Ro looks for the jump in, but Silas also jumps in, taking the set ult set towards the team, but gets stuck on that wall. Now set ulting to Gwen in the back line. She will fall to the Twitch, and now they have a 5v3, but they are all very low, and the Kaisa still does a ton of damage. A good root onto the Kaisa into the stun, pull back with another stun, but is able to ult out and survive. The Nautilus falls to set. And it's now a 3v2 with a lot of low health bars. Alright, now we can check out the gold diff. We've got about 2.5, or no, 1.5 for you in the top lane, Salt. About 1,000 for Kidbu in the jungle. 1.5 for Mabra. 2k for the ADC, so a huge lead there on the Kaisa. 8, 1, and 5 currently. And then a little bit of a lead for the Nautilus as well.
Nautilus has the even shroud and the Knight's Vow, so that definitely helps keep the
Oh, yeah.
Kaisa alive right there.
More tankiness for that Kaisa.
More damage and more tankiness. Can't complain for the Kaisa.
Exactly. H2O once again looking for this dragon, starting it back up. NRO looking like they're gonna push up mid and go for this Baron rush. See if H2O susses out the Baron rush, and looks like they do. They're trying to run over. We'll need to get there as a 5-man. Baron does still fall very fast. Gwen again does a ton of damage to objectives, as well as Kaisa's passive procs, and they take it down before H2O can show up. So a good call there from NRO, seeing the timing to get a free Baron just for giving up one dragon.
Yeah, very good trade. Starts the gold lead to 6k at the moment. See how much they can push this for.
Yep, that's where they'll probably look at like a 1-4 or 1-3-1. Just get the pressure in all the lanes. And as long as they do some controlled pushes. Just have to watch out for the engage from Mayo and Rel, but if they can avoid that, should not be any real issue for NRO currently. Kidbu up to almost 80 CS ahead, still farming like a madman on this Gwen. And looking to find the dragon in this bot lane. Kali staying safe though. Like, they're trying to run in, gets the flash engage onto the Gnar, looking to burn him down as the rest of the team jumps in onto the Kaisa, gets the Nautilus, so trying to burn down the tank, but now he's getting flanked by the Gwen as well, as they can't get onto the Kaisa and burns down Akali on ASOL. Kaisa also takes out the Twitch on the other side of the fight. Maokai dies to Gwen. Assault doing what he can in a 1v2. Almost taking down the Kaisa, but will fall, and they get the clean ace on NRO. They have the Baron, they took the fight, and will push down this mid to at least get an inhib, if not look for more. out the inhib. They've got 10 seconds until Modlock spawns. Looking like they're gonna try for the end. It should be okay to end it here. I think they do it fast enough. Yeah, they should. Get the stun off of Modlock, get the damage down from Gwed, picks up the one last kill before the Nexus falls. GG NRO taking the series 2-0. Well played to them.
Very well played.
And we'll look at the score screen. As we saw, Kaisa got huge, got a lot of kills early, and was spacing fantastic in those team fights. H2O playing it as well as they can. Were doing their best to get on Nithros, but he was just dodging all the engages too well. Kidbu on the Gwen, watch out for that pick. He farms highly efficiently on it and does a ton of damage in the late game. So if you're playing NRO anytime soon, definitely be aware of that. Also, I wouldn't give Mabra Silas. He loves that champion and is very good on it. Got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I don't have too much more to add. I mean, it's well played, well executed, and we'll see what H2O comes back with next week.
For sure, for sure.
It's a new team. Still need time to gel and get on the same page.
Yep, they've been doing well with the new lineup, but this time NRO able to take it to them. But we'll be interested to see how they adapt as they move forward. And thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.